This is part 2 of quantifying your customers, your existing customers, and the lifetime value of a customer. If you haven't seen part 1 yet, watch that. So I'm going to give you another example, a good example of a business that is keeping track of how much each customer spends individually and basing decisions off of those numbers. My wife went shopping at Costco and she spent quite a bit of money, and I asked her to pick up a software program for me while she was there, and she did. She purchased it and she got home and no software program. And she remembered buying it. It was on the receipt. She remembered putting it into the cart. She didn't remember it ever being in the car. So it made sense that she must have left it in the cart when she was unloading the groceries into the car. So she headed back down there so that she could get to it before someone else took it. And I called and spoke to manager and said, my wife is on the way back down. Will you run outside and look in the cart areas and see if there's a software program? And he went outside, came back, and said, sorry, Mr. Atchison, we couldn't find it. I said, okay, no problem. My wife went back, and she couldn't find the software program either. About an hour later, the manager calls me back. He says, Mr. Atchison, did your wife find the software program? I said, no, she didn't. He says, you know what? Tell her to come back down. We're just going to give you another one. And I was impressed because I know what he was doing, and I thought it was a smart decision on his part to make our relationship closer, and I'm still a valued customer, and part of that decision is because of how they treat me and how they continue to treat us. And my wife was also impressed. Well, this manager looked at the program we bought. It's a software program. Nobody really needs 2 of this program. Sure, I could be maybe giving one to a friend if I was dishonest. So he went to the next step, and he just looked at our account. And he could see that we spend thousands of dollars every year at his place of business. So a $75 or $120 software program, whatever it was at the time, was not that big a deal. And it was a great way to strengthen the relationship with an existing customer that spends a lot of money. So he gave us another software program. And this is something that would not be possible if he did not keep track of how much we spent. Because any random person could call and say, hey, I left this in my cart, and then the company would go out of business eventually if they just gave away software programs or anything else to just anyone. But he knew that we had spent a lot of money there, and it was worth it to him and their business to strengthen our relationship by just giving us another program.